Hi, it's Alan Vukas, and today is Monday, November 22nd, and I am doing this video to share with you the beginning or renewing my journey with Brightline eating. Today's day one of losing the pandemic pounds. Losing the pandemic pounds. Oh, so, if you have watched any of my earlier videos, at least those that I have out here that are public, I've got many more videos that are private or unlisted just because I do some in different venues. But if you've watched any of my earlier videos over the past couple of years at least, I've had some experience with Brightline eating. Now, what's Brightline eating? Brightline eating is a food program or a way of eating put together by Susan Pierce Thompson. She calls it the science of living happy, thin, and free. And I know that I have enjoyed that and have experienced that. And back in 2017, when I had started on her program, I had experience previously in 12-step food recovery programs. And for 3 years, I actually lived in maintenance, no sugar, no flour, no wheat, similar to a food plan similar to Brightline eating. And then when I found Susan Pierce Thompson and her work, I jumped into it, and you could see earlier videos I did about that. And I really had a good experience and got down to my right size. And I loved wearing clothes in the sizes that I like. And fast forward to today, a couple failed attempts, and then in 2018, there was a lot of things that pushed me to the edge, a lot of stressors in my life, to where 2019 began to open the door, and little by little, and then 2020, all that 2020 brought had its stuff. And I even did a resume at the beginning of 2020 and got back to my weight. But all of the stress of 2020 and then here 2021, there's a saying that goes that it's easier to stay abstinent than to get abstinent. Once you're on a program and a way of eating, it's easier to stay with that once you have momentum than to try to start. Getting started is the hardest part of any new venture in our life. Getting started, for a rocket to take off, to go into orbit. 80% of their fuel, they say, or I heard a number like that. A lot of the fuel is actually in getting off the ground, not in the orbit of the planet. And it's the same way. Today's day one for me in renewing my journey with Brightline eating. And while I'm starting today at 256 pounds, this is the highest that I have weighed for a number of years. I'm going to do the math in my head, but it's been a number of years since I've been at this weight. Starting over. Here we go. We begin anew. Every day is a new day. And so Brightline eating, what is that? If you're unfamiliar with it, it's very simple. The food program is very simple as far as the Brightline portion of it. There is a food plan that is, as far as that portions out your meals of what to have at what components to have at each meal. You can find those online. You can join her there. She opened up, and this is part of what renewed me and brought my attention back to it, was because she just opened up her Bright Lifers program, which is a membership program, but she made it a monthly membership, like a subscription, which really interested me. And so that's got me started again. And but you can find about the food plans and all of that online, and I can share some of that with you, And I just got clear that what I was doing wasn't working so well, or what I wasn't doing, or denial. What do they say? It ain't a river in Egypt. Denial. So it was time for me to stop some of the denial. So I'm doing this video to just sort of put it out there and to sort of make the world my accountability partner and to share, my journey. Another thing that I wanted to share, and this is going to be a little different than videos that I've done previously, is that I also had purchased the cookbook, the official Brightline Eating Cookbook, and I've never really been big on cookbooks, but this has a lot. I mean, this is really a great cookbook. There's a lot of options and choices, and one thing that I just loved about this, and you may appreciate this as well, is that they have weekly meal plans. Now, whether you're an omnivore like myself or you're plant-based, there is a year worth of food plans, weekly plans, using the cookbook. And so I am going to be using some of those weekly plans in order to support me on this journey. And I thought I could give you some of my personal reviews on some of the recipes that I try out and see how they go. So this is, I'm going to be sharing some of this along my journey. So am I going to be doing a everyday video? Probably not. I may. And, but I just want to let you know where I'm at, what's going on. And I'd love to hear from you and where you at and where you at on your journey. And you can let me know in the comments below and if there's some way I can support you, because this isn't my first rodeo. It's not my first, and I'm hoping this one will be my last. My mother used to say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So I'm out here being honest. I'm at the highest weight that I've been in years, and today's a new day. Today's day one, and I am trying again, so to speak. So, one of my interests, and I used to do some videos, and I had another channel about this, but I love to play with oracle cards and tarot cards. I have a deck of tarot cards here, but I had bought a new deck recently to play with, and they're not oracles, and they're not, even though I guess you could use them this way, but it's called the Archeo. And I like to just look at decks to sort of inspire me and to activate, to act as a catalyst for what's going on below the surface in me. And I pulled a card, but this Archeo, and sort of asked, so what's my superpower? What's one of my superpowers? What companion exists within me that's to join me on this path of losing the pandemic pounds? And the card that I picked was quite interesting. I'm going to try to put it so that there isn't any less clear, but it's called the Reflector. And you notice that there's these two men that are facing each other. It's actually the same man. One is the inside and the other is the outside, the Reflector. And what this told me is that, and I found it interesting that it is about a body, and here I'm doing work around my body. But the reflector is, the message is that each of us have within us that part of us that reflects back to us the truth of what's going on. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a part of us inside that calls us on our BS, that calls us on it, that knows when we are telling a story. And we might even be telling a story to ourselves that, and we know that we know. The reflector is that part of us. And a very tangible reflector that we have is our bodies. Our bodies. So while here I'm on this journey to lose the excess weight that I've put on, I can't blame my body. My body does exactly what I ask of it. I give it too much food and it stores it and sets it aside because it's got to take care of the more that's coming in and the more that was coming in. And so what I want to offer my body along this journey is really it treats me with respect, and it does everything without asking for much in return. For me to take care of that this reflector, and to pay attention with that part of me that knows when I'm in integrity or not with my intentions and my goals and my values. And so I found that just to be very, very powerful. So I want to give my body this physical reflector food that nourishes it, no more, no less than it needs. And also to give it love and attention and care, because it receives the energy that I give it as well. And so I'm not hating my body, I'm blessing my body, and I encourage you to do the same thing. I recently had a session with a Ayurvedic practitioner, and she was telling me, your body hears everything that you say, everything that you think. It's going on inside of it. And so to bring to it, to allow to it, to give it and offer it love and care, and to treat it as a partner on this journey. So that's just a little tidbits, So here on this journey, I'm treating my body with love and care, and I'm grateful for all that it does for me. And it's time for me to step up. So that's what I'm sharing with you, is that here, that's day one on this renewed journey in caring for myself, and listening to that reflector that I've been in denial for a little too long. I've been denying it, saying I'm doing one thing, but yet doing another, eating things that I know don't support my highest and best. So I'll see you in the next video, and I look forward to sharing some of these recipes with you. And let me know in the comments, as far as where are you at on your journey. Where are you at on your journey? And if you have any questions about Brightline eating, I'm happy to share. Like I said, this isn't my first rodeo, so I look forward to connecting with you more over the days and weeks and months to come. Take care.